Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. In this video I wanted to discuss my aquascaping on my 90-gallon reef. I've always gotten really good feedback, comments, compliments on my aquascaping, so I thought I'd do this video and kind of explain what I did. So what you're looking at is actually a mixture of two different types of rock. There's about 45 to 50 pounds of Fiji live. And I also used 50 pounds of a dry base rock called Texas Holey, which I'd seen mainly used in freshwater setups like cichlid tanks. And the Texas Holey rocks kind of have a real neat shape to them and sizable holes in a lot of the pieces that allow the fish to pass through. So I saw, some vendors on eBay selling this rock, and I just figured I'd get 50 pounds and mix the two together and do an aquascaping out of it. And it was kind of an experiment, but I think it came out really well. This is about 1.5 years into this tank, and I'm very satisfied with how it came out. So I want to show you the 5 pieces of Texas Holey that I used in here. There's this big piece here, kind of pointed, has a really neat shape, 2 holes down the middle, and all the rest of the rocks around this piece are Fiji. I'll show you around on this side, like this large column of rocks here. It only touches the overflow in one spot right there. Otherwise, it's all completely open. And that's really what I'm going for with this aquascaping, was just really open rock work. Then I got 2 really neat flat pieces, which I love because this is the foundation of my aquascaping, and I built my arches off of these pieces. So there's this one, and then there's this piece, which is neat. It kind of slants down into the sand, and it's triangular in shape, and it really fits the dimensions of my tank perfectly. You'll see like just the way it kind of fits the square. So I use this piece on the end. Then there's another piece, which is really a large piece, but this bridges the 2 flat pieces, and it kind of has a natural arch to it. And the 5th and final piece is the large hole in the rock, which I have placed on top. It's actually really cool. My bubble tip anemone, which split, and then they cruised around my tank for a while, actually ended up posting up on this spot right here, which I just feel like I lucked out. They're up front and center. I get to see a symbiotic relationship with my cinnamon clown. And this is kind of a sheer face to this rock, so I hadn't figured out what kind of corals I could do on here. So it works perfectly for the nems to be right there. So that's cool. And there is a drawback. There's a sacrifice to using this Texas Holey, and that is there's really no biological filtration to this rock. It's really dense. In fact, probably 3 of the pieces are just solid rock. So there's quite a bit of displacement too. But in exchange, the look you get from these rocks is really cool. So what I did when I was putting the rocks together is I kind of built 2 coves. There's the flat piece there, and then there's a cove on the right side of the tank. And there's this cove here on the left side. And each of these coves has 2 arches. So there's an arch there, an arch there. There's actually a lot of symmetry to this rock work. And then on this side there's 2 arches to this cove. And really the dimension I get is killer. When the fish are swimming in the back, you can see them through all of the arches. And then I have the rock work is actually going down the center of the tank. So there's open swimming room all the way down the front and all the way down the back, and then through all the rocks. So there's two things I get from this. I mean, one, the flow is really working out well in this tank. I have 2 MP10s and a Corellia 4 right now. I'm going to get one more MP10 on the back there and I should be able to remove the Corellia 4. But even with the 2 MP10s and the K4 and this aquascaping, I mean, I really don't have any dead spots, so I'm really happy with it. And the other really cool feature is just being able to see all of the sea creatures and life in the tank. I mean, as opposed to just a big pile of rocks where fish and your critters can hide. I mean, I have enough hiding spaces for all the fish. They all have their territories and everything, but at any point I can look around and find, you know, I can do a head count and make sure everybody's doing good. So that's the aquascaping on my 90-gallon reef. Really appreciate you watching. Please rate my video, thumbs up, and I'll talk to you soon.